Hello, everyone. Hope you guys are having an awesome Sunday. Sorry, I'm looking at this, making sure that the live is working. Something's going on with the Wi-Fi today, so I have to turn it off. If you're watching the replay, hi again. Thanks for watching and tuning in. I actually just finished up a workout, and I don't know what it is, but after my workouts, I just have these thoughts going everywhere and these ideas, and I just came up with after talking with clients, friends, the top 3 reasons why people aren't where they want to be. And I just wanted to share these things because I feel a lot of people, whenever they're not what they are in life, it's they'll try to blame others, or they'll look back over their lives and they'll say I made this mistake, I can't possibly have this for my life. Excuse my voice, I'm trying to get over a small cold, but it's almost over, so I'm fine. But they'll blame others. They will say their past, that they did so many things, that they're not deserving of a good future, all of those different things, and that's absolutely not true. No matter what you've done in your life, if you did something 5 minutes ago or 5 years ago, it doesn't matter. You deserve to have a really good life, and you shouldn't let anyone, and not even your own self, stop you from having a really good life and being where you want to be. So if you know someone who is kind of like this, who does sometimes they blame themselves, or they blame others, please share this message with them, because I want them to see that it's not just actions of things in the past. It's not anybody else. Sometimes you stand in your own way of success. Let me say that again. Sometimes you stand in your own way of success. And until you own that, until you understand that you are responsible for your own life, you'll never see yourself be more successful. I remember, and sorry guys, I'm drinking some green juice, but I remember whenever I had a really bad heartbreak, and certain things were happening, and I played the victim. I was this is your fault. If I wouldn't have listened to you, if I wouldn't have done this, if I wouldn't have done that, everything would be fine. And then I started listening to myself. I'm oh my gosh, how am I giving somebody so much power over my own life? That's ridiculous. You should never give someone that much power over your life to say that they caused this to happen. No, you allowed it to happen. And I want to make sure that everybody understands it. You are in charge of your own life. You are in charge of your own destiny. Of course, God absolutely, directs your paths, but you get what you want in life. And that's just straight up what it is. You get, honestly, whatever you expect of your life, too. And I just, made that post, a few minutes ago or whatever, but I just kind of want to go over these top 3 things of why you don't have what you want. Oh, thanks for the hearts. Y'all can send some more. And some shares. So, first thing is, you don't know what you really want. So, a lot of people, they'll just make these false goals. Oh, I want $1 million. Oh, I want this truck. I want this. I want that. But most people, if not 70% of people, they focus on what they don't want, right? So I don't want a bad relationship. That's the constant thought. Okay, I got to get a better one. I don't want that one. I don't want that one. And all you're going to do is get a bad relationship because you keep focusing on what you don't want. Or, I don't want a job that requires me to work on weekends. And you find yourself still working at a job that requires you working on weekends because you're focused on what you don't want. Do yourself a favor and focus on what you do want. When you focus on what you do want, it actually makes it happen for you a lot better and a lot faster. So it's very important for you to know what you want. And sometimes some people are oh my gosh, Jasmine, you know too many details about what you want. I get that. That's so true for me, because I'm very explicit in details of what I want for my own self and my personal life. And it can be kind of scary sometimes that I think like that, but I don't really care, because at least I can say, you know what? I got exactly what I wanted. And in scripture, Matthew 7:7-8, and then tons of other scriptures, you are supposed to ask. You're supposed to ask. So stop thinking that you aren't supposed to ask for whatever it is you want in your life. There's a reason why God put a desire in your heart. Like, it wasn't just because he's playing with you. Like, oh, I'm going to make you want this, but I'm never going to give it to you. Ha! Like, that's not the kind of God that we serve. So you have to make sure, like, for me, and I'm just being transparent and honest, like, I want a husband and I want a family. Like, that is a deep, deep desire for me. So I know that it's going to come to pass because it's something that God gave me in my heart, and I know that I'm going to get it. And it's just really important for me not to lose sight of that. Even though I don't have that right now, I know that it's coming. Like, if you think about it, when you place an order on Amazon, right? Like, you know what you want, you've picked it out, and you wait for it to get there. You don't think about it like every single day, oh, it's coming, oh, it's coming. I mean, you may be one of those people, but for me, like, I just place the order and I'm like, all right, it'll be here Tuesday. So I'll check on it Tuesday, like, you know, because that's how God operates. Like, you ask him for exactly what you want and you know that it's coming. You expect it, and you have to get deep into what you want. Like, write it out, visualize it. Like, that's why I have a vision board up here, and the pictures keep adding on. And I did post earlier that my business is having a vision board party in December 16th. It's going to be an online experience and a face-to-face experience, and I think it's going to be awesome because I'm going to be helping people get clear on what they want out of life so they can stop complaining about what they don't have and why they aren't where they like need to be. So that's the first step. Like, you got to know what you want and be honest with yourself. Sometimes people say they want stuff, but they really don't want it. And when you say you want something, that means you got to be willing to fight for it. You got to be willing to actually go get it as well. You can't just sit down and do nothing and expect it to happen. And I'll talk about that on the third point with being an action taker. The next thing, you don't have a consistent daily habit. So for some reason, people just think that if I just say I want something one time, that it's just going to magically appear. That's real cute. I mean, yeah, Amazon is true. Like, God does deliver, absolutely. But you have to do and take daily steps and daily habits for that. So, like, for example, if I know I want to be a wife, I personally, this is the kind of wife I want to be. I want to wake up early and I want to cook breakfast. If I don't start waking up early and cooking breakfast now, when I get the husband, I'm probably not going to wake up and cook breakfast. Because that's a habit that I've built over time. Another thing is that, like, when I first actually got into teaching, that's when I started, like, getting up early, and I started working out earlier because I used to, like, do it at night because I knew what kind of person that I wanted to be. And I wanted to have that time in the morning so that I can really be everything that God has called me to be. Because when you just rush into work, it's like, like, you don't have time for yourself and you don't have time to think. So when you have that consistent daily habit of getting up, of reading, of praying, of meditating, all of those things, it makes a huge difference. Guys, you have to have an action each day towards your goals and dreams. Because if you just all of a sudden think that it's going to just come to you, you're playing yourself. You are playing yourself. Make sure you have those habits that line up. So, like, for example, I want my one-on-one coaching. Thank God it filled out for 2017. Well, I just into 2018. And I also put that, like, in the message, you know, on this description. Like, you know, message me if you would like to, you know, have one-on-one coaching with me or whatever. But every day, like, I'm working towards that. So they may be posting in a Facebook group. That may be posted on my personal page. That may be sending out emails to my email list. Like, every day I'm doing something towards it. But that's the thing. And the next point, of course, is about action. But it has to be inspired action. A lot of people they say, get up and do something. Don't get me wrong, you should. But, like, you need to sit and think first. Because you can make so many moves and they're not the right moves. Right? Your time is valuable. And you have to, like, take it seriously. So, like, for me, certain things that I do, like, they are literally ideas. Like, this video, I literally just finished working out. Guys, like, my hair looks a mess. Like, I normally would never come on like this. But I knew that, like, this is something that I needed. Like, you know, to share with you guys. It was inspired. It was something that was on my heart. And I needed to share it. That's what every action should be. So if you're taking actions that don't light you up, that don't set you on fire, that you don't feel like, if I don't do this, I'm not going to be successful. Like, it has to be a burning desire. If you don't have that burning desire, it's not going to work for you. Like, you have to get a burning desire of knowing that, like, if I don't take this action, I'm not going to get to where I want to get to. So making sure that you do daily practices. Like, that's one of my biggest things is that I work with my one-on-one clients, and even those who just do like 60-minute intensives with me. Like, I talk about their day and how they structure it. And don't think just because you work on all day and you grinding in this day and that, don't think that just because you're working long hours that you are, like, going to be successful. The most successful, most wealthy people don't work all day. They work smarter. They think smarter. So I don't want anybody to confuse that. I don't want people to think, oh, well, Jasmine's telling me that I need to, like, have these 99,000 daily habits to be successful. No, that is not what I'm saying. You have to think smarter about what you're doing. You have to make greater choices and get yourself to the place of, like, honestly, I mean, and I've already shared this. I still work my full-time job, but with my other businesses, I probably spend about 2 to 3 hours on those businesses a day. Like, I don't spend, now I used to when I first started because I didn't really know any better, right? I had to learn, and also too, sometimes you go through a season, you know, and that was my season for learning. But I had to basically learn that, Jasmine, you only need to spend about an hour per business. If you think clearly and you know what you want, you don't need to spend all day on it. So I want to, like, present that to you guys. Yes, like, working hard, I'm not saying it's not important, but working smarter is a lot more important than that. All right, last point. You aren't an action taker or investor. So if you aren't where you want to be, that's the third reason. That is probably the biggest reason. Okay? So needed a sip off that one. Okay. So, an action taker or investor. If I hear or see one more person mad about something they didn't accomplish, about something that didn't happen for them, about blaming somebody for something else or over their lives, guys, you are your issue. Nobody else is your problem. You are your own problem. I don't care who you don't like at work. I don't care who's doing this and who's doing that. Like, it's you. You are the person. And when you take the right actions on the inside, right? So that's why I've said you have to have those daily habits, those daily practices. Taking that action is going to make a huge difference. So, like, I'm not going to lie. I was really nervous about investing in, like, my first coach. I was so nervous because, number one, it costs money. And I was like, oh my gosh. Number two, it was like, I have to take this seriously. Like, really seriously. I can't just sit here and play games. And what a lot of people think is, oh, if I just do it by myself. A lot of people like to do stuff on their own. I would not have everything that I have if I did everything on my own. I kid you not. Kid you not. I wouldn't. Yes, I'm very, very grateful for my assistant. You know why? Because I need it. I need people who are smarter than me and that can manage stuff better than I can, because that has put me a lot further in my life because I've learned how to do that earlier. There are so many people that try to do everything on their own. DIY is not for everybody. It's not for everything. You have to learn how to delegate, but then you also have to get the help for yourself to be able to do things better. So, I had, like, my first, like, mindset coach. So, she helped me, like, with my daily practices. And that kicked up a lot for my life. I spend on myself, just on me, roughly 4 hours a day. Mind you, I still work a full-time job and I have other businesses. You know why I can do that? Because I have learned how to delegate. I've learned how to put things in place. And it's because I took the action to get the help that I needed. Other things that I've been able to do because I invested is just, honestly be in a really good place mentally. Having all those things to do and still being able to be in a good headspace is such a positive thing. And I want to like tell you guys, like, you can be there too. You can certainly be there. It is for you. But if you're not taking the actions, if you're not taking the steps, and if you're not investing, saying I don't have the money is not an option. That's not true. If you want something, you'll get it. And you'll do whatever it takes to get it. I'm not saying go out and take a $20,000 loan to go and hire, like, you know, Oprah, Tony Robbins, whoever, to be your coach. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you really want to work with somebody, and how can I say this? Because I've done it for my own self. And even when you think about when you go to school, all those things. If you want it, you will go and get it. You will save up. You will do whatever it takes because you know that that's what's going to bring you to the next level. If you aren't taking actions every day towards your dream life and towards what you want, you're not going to be successful. You're not going to be where you are. You're going to wake up at 60 and be mad because you're still working at a dead-end job. And then you're going to blame yourself and be upset because you didn't do things at a younger age or at a better stage in your life where you could have handled things. So guys, I really hope that this was helpful for you. And also a wake-up call, because I had these same wake-up calls for myself of not knowing what I wanted, and I didn't have consistent daily habits. Don't get me wrong, I mean I was doing pretty okay, but I didn't have those habits built up, and I wasn't an action taker. I enjoyed having the freebies, I enjoyed just asking people all the time what they thought and things like that. But when you get specialized knowledge, when you work with people who know what they're doing and who are steps ahead of you, it makes sense. Right? So they also show you things that you may not have known if you would have just done stuff by yourself. That's what coaches do. They basically are where you want to be. And so you get to learn from them. Do you know how many mistakes that my coaches made but they prevented me from making? Even my own clients now, their mistakes are so minimum compared to my mistakes. So it's so important that you invest and get with people that are going to really help you and go to the next level. Oh, you can go back and catch the replay. It's fine. But you need to be able to surround yourself with people that are really going to help you get there. And honestly, from everything I've read, everything that I have studied, I have learned the same thing from the most successful people. You don't get it where you want to be until you invest in the right people. And they've also said the best help that you could ever get is paid help from someone. That's why you pay to go to school, right? People look at it I don't know, they look at, school and they're like, oh, that's normal for you to have to pay for college. But then when people say oh, well, I'm a coach and, I charge this rate, sometimes they look at you upside your head you charge me for it? Yes, I do. Because I had to pay to get the knowledge that I had in school, the knowledge I had with other people, as far as coaches and mentors. Yes. And I'm still doing that. I am still investing. I literally buy a new course every week of something. I buy a new book, something. Because I'm always growing. I'm always becoming more and more valuable. And I'm telling you, that's what's going to set you apart in your life to get to where you really want to be. You just waking up every day going to a job is not going to get you to where you truly, truly want to be. Not saying that jobs aren't great. No, I would never say that. But how are you going to climb the ladder in your job if you're not investing within yourself, if you're not actually taking yourself seriously? Or even if you want to start that business, but you've never had anybody around you start a business, or maybe you have, but they didn't get to where you want to be. You have to get the right people around you to be able to help you. Straight up. That's just what it is. So if you are looking for someone to help you with your mindset practices, because that's honestly the biggest thing, right? You can have all these business plans. You can have a pretty website. You can have a thriving Facebook page, a thriving Facebook group. You can have all these things. And I'm not knocking those things. I don't have a lot of them, but I've seen more success from not having those than people who have them. Because the mindset work is the most important thing. Your mind is everything. Your mind matters. That's going to determine how far you go. But on top of that, if you're looking for someone to help you with business, somebody to help you strategize, somebody to help you map out your stuff, whether you're in the online world or the brick and mortar world, because I'm in both too, message me. I've opened up 2 more spots. If you want to work with me, if you think that I would be a good fit for you in your life and to push you to where you want to be, definitely reach out to me. And guys, share this video because I really want people to understand that, like, life will give you whatever you ask of it. I posted that earlier about Tony Robbins, and it's really true. Like, and these, I think 3 steps would be top 3 things, 3 steps, whatever you want to call it, are going to really help people the most and have a reality check with themselves. Yep. Oh, well, Dana, you're in the you're in the membership tribe. So we'll definitely be working together in the near future. I believe and I receive that. So thank you guys. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday night, and definitely message me if you're interested.